This is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, the Jasper Library and Jasper Utility Boards hold a joint meeting to open deconstruction demolition bids. Jasper Engines and Transmissions keeps morale up through the sport of curling. And Kerry Schneider pays his usual visit to the Humane Society. Kurt Guxel has sports and is followed by WJTS Inform. All this and more on 18 WJTS News. Good evening, I'm Bill Potter with the WJTS News. A joint meeting of the Jasper Library Board and the Jasper Utility Board played out last night following common projects between the two as they opened bids for demolition of the Jasper Power Plant and deconstruction of the Hoosier Desk Building. A small crowd gathered, including members of the Library Board, the Jasper Utility Services Board, and contractors anxious to see how their bids compared. They gathered in City Hall last night as sealed bids were opened and read. Christine Golden, director of the Jasper Du Bois County Public Library, expressed that while this project has been a long time coming, it is exciting to see movement to completion edge closer.
It was decided, we wanted to move down to Hoosier Desk back in the very end of 2015, went to the referendum in 2016, and here we are at the beginning of 2018, proceeding with demolition, and then hopefully still early 2020 for completion. I think the biggest thing this is going to do for everybody is build that level of excitement. The biggest question we get inside the library, people coming in, hey, what's happening? What's going to happen next? When they start seeing that heavy equipment come onto site, we're going to know we're ready to move. And there's been a lot happening behind the scenes, but it just means that we're getting ready for this moment. So we're very excited to move this forward.
Bud Hauersperger, general manager of Jasper Utilities, read through the 13 submitted bids that came in from a distance of New York to Indianapolis-based contractors for the demolition of the Jasper Power Plant. Representing the Library Board was attorney Bill Schoenfeld, who announced 8 bids for the deconstruction of the Hoosier Desk Building, the future site of the Jasper Cultural Center. The Jasper Cultural Center is a joint building that will combine the Jasper Community Arts and Jasper Public Library under one roof at the corner of Mill Street and 3rd Avenue. Golden says after recommendations are made, the library will be ready to hit the ground running.
We're hopeful by May 3rd to be able to give the motion to proceed, let them get their trucks on site and get going, equipment, and we have all of our bids required that the work be done within 150 days. So basically 5 months from the beginning of May, and we'll be able to get that all down. The site will be built up. That's part of the work, is the earthwork to get it ready to go, and at that time, construction documents will be ready and we can get to building.
The bids will now be under review as teams of engineers and attorneys comb through the fine details of the proposed offers. Recommendations will be presented for both projects April 16th. Jasper Engines embraces keeping company morale up through a lighthearted game of curling. Curling the Jasper Engine way, employees use torque converters on wheels as stones, and the concrete shop floor of the facility is the ice. 10 teams of 4 used their lunch breaks as practice, and on Monday, all of their learned skills came to fruition as the beginning of a curling tournament was held at Jasper Engines and Transmissions. Enforcing the same rules but with different tools, the curling teams will each have 4 rounds to send 2 curling stones to a bullseye to score the most points. Kate Schwank, People Services Representative at Jasper Engines and Transmission, says that since the Winter Olympics were going on during the thought process, the idea of creating a related activity would let employees have fun to coincide with the national event.
Our mission statement is do it right and have fun. And so to really drive home the have fun part of our mission statement, we had one of our vice presidents come up with the idea to do some sort of curling tournament because the Winter Olympics was going on.
Dave Sutton, manager of Tool and Die, said by speaking with Vice President of Jasper Engines and other groups, they recreated the idea of curling by using torque converters as the stones.
We tried a few different things and ended up with the torque converter. We put some little wheels on the bottom of it to make the stone.
Now, Schwank says that everyone is getting involved and having a lot of fun with the tournament, building morale in the workplace.
I think it just brings home the have fun part of our mission statement, and so a lot of associates get excited about it. We had the tournament the last couple weeks at our Power Drive facility, and so they had, I think, 10 or 11 teams over there as well, anywhere from managers to floor associates all get excited about it and drive home the competition just to kind of bring that engagement between the associates. And it's a lot of fun to see people come together and build teams and have fun while we're at work.
The tournament will go every day into next week, with 2 teams competing during each lunchtime hour for bragging rights across Jasper Engine's plant floor. As a result of the monthly testing of the citywide tornado sirens that took place over Easter, it has been determined the siren in the Holy Family subdivision is currently inoperable. The Jasper Police Department is encouraging residents in that area to verify their weather radios have fresh batteries and that their radios have fresh batteries and are ready to notify you of any severe weather coming to the area. The siren was inspected on April 2nd and the circuit board removed and shipped to Federal Signal for repair. At this time, Jasper police officials say there is no time frame on when the repair is expected to be completed. Police say that all Jasper residents, as well as all DuBois County residents, are encouraged to listen to radio and weather radio as the sirens are put in place as a backup to notify residents of threatening weather that is approaching, and that sirens are not intended to wake you, to be heard inside homes, or replace your own notification process, such as a NOAA weather radio or your local news and weather stations. During Monday night's spring weather, a lightning strike caused a small fire in the attic of a home near Ireland. Ireland first responders and volunteer firefighters were called to a fire that was found to have been caused by a lightning strike that occurred at a home along County Road 400 West. Ireland Fire Chief Stan Seifert said that just before 11 p.m. last night, crews responded to the home of James Corbin and found flames in the attic of the home. He said firefighters were able to knock down the flames with extinguishers, then eventually doused the area with water after fire trucks arrived. Ireland Volunteer Fire Department was on the scene for over an hour with 14 volunteers and 4 trucks responding. Indiana District 8 Congressman Larry Bucshon is set to be the keynote speaker of the 2018 Davies County Lincoln Dinner. The dinner is set for April 5th at the Eastside Park Community Building in Washington. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. with dinner beginning at 6. Bucshon, who serves on the Committee on Energy and Commerce, Subcommittee on Health, Environment and Economy, and Oversight and Investigations, was elected to his first term in 2011. Bucshon does have challengers in the primary in Dr. Richard Moss of Jasper and Rachel Covington of Evansville. The three-way race in some ways also mirrors the race for the U.S. Senate nomination involving Congressman Luke Messer and Todd Rokita and former state representative and Jasper businessman Mike Brown. In Davies County, there are a couple of other primary races on the ballot for Republicans. Chief Deputy Gary Allison and Deputy Troy Foos are running for the nomination for sheriff, and Kristen Miles and Tony Dushan are running for County Council District 2. Tickets are still available by calling Davies County Republican Chairman Jan Hicks at 812-698-0076, 698-0076, or you can go to the Davies County Indiana Republican Party Facebook page to reserve your tickets. April is Amnesty Month at Jasper DuBois County Library. Patrons of the Jasper DuBois County Libraries have an opportunity during the entire month of April to return long overdue items and have all fines and fees associated with those items waived from their account. Items can be returned to the Jasper, Ferdinand, DuBois, or Birdseye Libraries, no matter where they originally were checked from. The library is inviting patrons to participate in another collaborative effort for every item dropped off at the library as a donation for the Community Food Bank or DuBois County Humane Society. A minimum of $1 will be waived from existing fines. Items accepted include non-perishable food items for both humans and pets, as well as items on the Humane Society's wish list. For the first time ever, patrons will also be given the opportunity to read away their fines. For every 15 minutes spent reading in the library, patrons will have $2 removed from their existing library fines. Long overdue item costs will only be waived if the item is returned to the library, but all other fines and fees can be waived with food donations or reading. Postcards have been mailed to patrons who owe more than $10 to notify them of the amnesty period. That has been a look at your local news. Stay tuned. We have Carrie Schneider, who is at the DuBois County Humane Society again this week. Then it's your local outlook and weather forecast, all to come on 18 WJTS.